Take 3. Bugger, bugger, bugger. You got to excuse me, guys. I've got a mild case of Tourette's kicking in. This is my 3rd attempt to do this. I was laughing at Carl Benjamin the other day, and he was complaining about having an headache and being tired. I thought it was a great show he gave, by the way. Carl Benjamin at his best. But I thought, man up, Carl. Come on. You're half my age. Keep going. And stop whining about your headache and saying you're tired. And yet here I am now. Close to collapse. Hypocrisy, Paul. Anyhow, what am I doing? Oh yeah. First, I'll show you some good news from Rupert Lowe. Okay, got this letter. Dear Paul, as you know, Rupert and I are on first name terms, although we've never actually met. What a weekend it has been. We launched Restore Britain as a national political party in Great Yarmouth. I've been to Great Yarmouth. Fabulous run ashore for sailors. I think the place we used to stay at was Fleetwood. Is that just up the road? But great days, great pubs, great sing-songs. Yeah, I was on fishery protection at the time. On Friday night, and less than 24 hours later, a poll was released showing us on 10%. 10% ahead of the Liberal Democrats. We are witnessing history in the making. Yeah, we really are watching history in the making. This is just the start. It will go higher, far higher. But it will be hard work. It will be difficult. It will be painful. Conservative MPs pay a lot of money for pain, don't they? I've never fancied being a dominatrix. Besides, I'm the wrong gender. Perhaps I could have identified as a dominatrix. I don't know. We will not get a fair year in the media. We do not need it. We have social media, and that has changed everything. So I am asking you all, please spread the word, speak to family and friends, share our messages on social media, encourage people to join our party. Because, and please listen when I say this, I truly believe that we can win the next election. It is going to be a hell of a fight. It is one that we can win. Thanks, and enjoy your Sunday, Rupert. Yeah, it is going to be a hell of a fight. But Rupert should know that some of us have been waiting for years for this fight, and finally we can get into one. It's going to be great. Right, pause, Paul. Okay, now you are going to get a real good laugh out of this. If you're anything like me, you are, at any rate. Top left thumbnail. Richard Inman and Howard Cox talk about how to unite the far right. Earlier on today, I said in another video that, okay, I might have disagreements with people and they might have disagreements with me, but we should really stop being rude to each other, accept that we will not agree and agree to disagree and get on with fighting the main enemy. So I saw the thumbnail, Richard Inman and Howard Cox talk about how to unite the right. And I thought, well, that sounds positive. I went into it and I was running a bit late. Well, if what you see is Richard's idea of uniting the right, we got no chance of ever working together. Now, it's in a separate video, so I'm going to have to go out and splice them together. So what I'm going to do now is record the end of the video and then drop the slot in. I won't be able to talk over it, but I'll tell you about it in the end segment, which I'm going to record before the middle segment. Okay, see you in a minute.
We need to be very honest, right? So if I think there's an F-no-nat problem with Rupert's lot, I'm going to say it, okay? Yeah. If they think there's a Richard Inman problem with Advance, let them say it. That's okay. I don't care. You know, I'm a big boy. I can take all the knocks. But that's my concern. And I think since 2017, I got involved in this in a big way in 2017 with the football lads, with the veterans, with UKIP, with Tommy Robinson. And that's been my trajectory ever since. And we've always, our red line, Howard, has always been, we will not have anything to do with ethno-Nats, and we would come out and condemn them because they're called ethno-Nats. We're talking about Nazis and racists, really. That's what we're talking about. The real far right.
It's the National Front, isn't it? Again, that's what
it's the national. And they're there. They are there. They are there, and they're hiding in plain sight. And what we've got to do is we've got to identify who they are. And people will call it a witch hunt. I know they will, but we've got to identify if certain people in the Restore team are that, right? Which I believe there are certain people that are that are ethno-Nats. They might not be full-on Nazis, but they're certainly on that spectrum of being heading towards that direction. And we've got to call that out, and we've got to say, well, this is what we think you are. How do you answer to that? So we can't just fall in behind Rupert when there could be something hiding in plain sight that's sinister. And that's why I've been behaving like I have for the past few days, because I'm seeing something that really troubles me and really worries me. And I haven't articulated it as well as I could have been, but we've got to realise that there are potential landmines. And the thing is, that would make, if I'm right, okay, and that doesn't get dealt with, that would make them unelectable. The fact that they've got people like Steve Laws and some of these other real far right guys saying Rupert's our leader, I find that very, very worrying, right? And I won't have anything to do with that. And I've always been very, very clear about that. And that's for me, that's one of the red lines. Let me play your video, Howard, because it was a great video, and I know you'll be getting sick of probably hearing this now, but I thought it was a fantastic video. I thought it summed up exactly where we're at.
I don't know you know me. My name's Howard Cox. I'm the founder of Fairfield UK, and I'm also in the Advanced UK Political Parties College. Over the weekend, or just leading up to the weekend, we've seen Rupert Lowe saying that the Restore Britain is going to be now converted to a political party. I'm happy about that. I've got no problem about that, and it would make sense. And I've said to Rupert, who's a dear friend, that we should join up completely. That's Advance UK and Restore Britain as a political party, merge somehow, but we must work together on equal footings. Ben Habib has been magnanimous in welcoming Restore Britain as a political party, and it's important that he's recognised for building a party and putting £100,000 into the party, and building up over 40,000 members plus another 20,000 sign-ups. So we're looking at about 60,000 people. We've done the hard yards with the structure across the country. We've got directors, regional branch managers. All of these are in place now, and it makes total sense. And I've said to Rupert on many occasions, the combination of the two of us, the two groups, the two political parties, is a synergy. We're greater than the sum of the parts. So hopefully he will listen and work with that. The college will meet soon to actually address how we actually work together with Restore Britain. Hopefully we'll be one entity, but even if we're separate entities, we must work together. And because I'm tired of being accused of saying that Advance UK is splitting the right. It's absolute cobblers. People who say that are actually saying that the electorate haven't got a brain. Everything should be chosen when you go to the ballot box on what you believe is better for you, and that's based on good policies. And our policies are going to be pouring out like Mount Vesuvius. So I'm looking forward to working with everyone on this project, and please, 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 let's work together.
And again, I think that was a really amazing statement that you made, and I want to tease what that looks like out. So basically, what you're talking about is not a strict merger, but you if I'm reading this right, you want the two parties to almost grow together, almost like Siamese twins. So there's two brains and one set of legs. Would that kind of be what you're talking about, Rupert?
Yeah, absolutely. Some of the practicalities of it we should be working together on, but we shouldn't. I mean, there is the college, and I understand from our leadership. And what other party does that? Who would set up a party with a leader, to say, I'm going to set up something that a group of people, quite intelligent people, critical thinkers that could get rid of me? No other party would do that. Now, what I'm seeing with Conor Tomlinson, who I've got a lot of respect for, his brain is the size of a planet, there's no doubt about it. But the problem he's saying is that we don't need a democratic party, and all we need is another Julius Caesar. And I'm sorry, that is not what we want. People are crying out for people to work together in a totally democratic way and listening to the people, grassroots upwards. We do that. That's what Advanced wants to do, and I still believe Rupert would back that too. And I'm seeing him tomorrow. He's in court tomorrow, and I've been invited to as one of the listed people to attend the court to watch the dealing. So I will obviously speak to him.
Yeah, I think that's fantastic. And I mean, what we're going to do, I'm going to play the Connor Tomlinson, the bit about advances. I'm not going to play the whole video because it's about 25 minutes long. And just for anyone in the comment that's been extremely critical of me, you don't know me, you don't know anything about me, you don't know what I've done for the past. In fact, you don't know what I've done for the past 40 years in fighting against terrorism and Islamism and so on and so forth. So, I'm not going to pay any heed to people that are slandering me in the comments. So you're wasting your fingers typing. I'm just going to ignore you. But when it comes to what Connor says, I think it's really important that people listen to what Connor Tomlinson says and think about it, and actually listen to what Rupert has said today and think about it, because it's not us that started this divide, and that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to get angry. I'm not going to start shouting about people and insulting people.
Okay, I'm at the end segment, I think. Therefore I am. Of course you are my bright little star. I have miles and piles of files. What was that? Threshold of a Dream, Moody Blues. Anyhow, guys, you'll have seen the video. Does that sound like someone wanting to unite the right? I thought it was quite funny in there because the first thing, just as I went in, I was lucky enough to press record, and Richard was ranting on about Nazis. I think he's got a thing about Nazis, an old man. He talks about them a lot, doesn't he? And he's not going to have it, and they're not going to be allowed, and they're evil. So I put into the comments, obviously, are they in the room with you now, Richard? He replied, sort of, later on. I'll tell you about that. I thought it was quite funny. And because I do like to keep a sense of humour. Even in the middle of a battle. Pause, door, dog. Oh, sorry about that. That's the trouble with having family, isn't it? They come in and want to visit. I think I'll have to move further afield. Anyhow, so back into the video. Where were we? Oh yeah, Richard was seeing Nazis under the bed and everywhere. And he's not having it. He's not going to tolerate it. And he just went on and on and on. And seriously. Now, I am going to be serious. I've seen people like Richard before. And I saw them in the BNP. And he hates people like me, former BNP and former National Front. And accuses us of being Nazis. I think in all my years in both organisations, I might have bumped into one or two, an handful, perhaps, who were that way inclined. He has no clue as to what he's talking about. Now, towards the end of it, they start talking about Howard Cox starts talking about the Congress and how democratic it is and how they've got to be the ones to determine the policy and making the decision. And I put another comment in, and I thought it was a fair comment. You'll see him in the video when you see it. I think mine is about the last comment before I just had to go and throw up, where I say it should be up to the members. And that's when Richard, he didn't refer to me by name. I can only assume he was referring to the two comments I saw. And he wasn't going to indulge with me or anything, and told me what a wonderful patriot he was and how he'd served for 40 years and he'd seen this and he'd done that. And I thought, well, yeah, don't teach your granny how to suck eggs, Richard. I'm looking at this photograph now and I'm looking at it with pure contempt because he knows nothing about my past. I've done more for this country than he's ever done. I've done more in my time with the British National Party and National Front than he has ever done. I've done more to wake up this people than he's at, what? Something horrible, I don't know. You know what I mean. So I'm laughing now because I'm looking at his thing. Is this what you meant, Richard, when you said unite the right? Yeah? Nah, mate. You don't want to make peace. I'd be prepared. I was prepared to work with you, except that, okay, we've got our differences, but we've got a common enemy. But you would say that you will not have people like me in the party. Well, I am in the party, Richard. Try and get me out, yeah? Try and get me out. That'll be good on it. And we'll see who comes out on top. It was disgusting. And it's one more reason why there should be no Congress in Restore Britain, yeah? Well, they are vipers. And Howard Cox, well, he did talk a bit of sense here and there, but more of the same. But even more frightening is he is in the Congress. Yeah, so those are the kind of people you got in there, and it reminds me the kind of people who were the people who brought down the BNP. I really must get that information out to you and show you just how they destroyed it. They are not democratic at all. I don't trust any of them. I don't trust Richard Inman one little bit. The BNP had patriots embedded in their party for years before they took their bloody masks off and stuck the knife into us. No. Anyhow, I ranted, didn't I? Felt good. Oh well. Oh, and I saw the Richie and Rogue show as well. Okay, that's all I've got for you guys. You've been listening to Paul Morris, the Green Arrow. Oh, it's nice. Some of the old guard have turned up and remembered me from the past and calling me GA again. It was nice to hear my name. I was called that for 8 years, GA. If you want to make me happy, call me GA or Sparks. I don't care. Or call me what you like. I can't stop it. See you on the next one, guys. Anyhow, I'll go stick this video together and you can see what that deranged, anti-white... Oh, I can't say it.